Hey gang, for those of you who enjoy QF, a podcast about Howard Stern, and would like to donate to us just via PayPal, you can, using the email address johnnythegreek21@gmail.com. You can check the link in the description for the spelling, and it's also here on the graphic. And if you'd like to do more in terms of donations or subscriptions, you can use our Patreon account and subscribe via the Black Kluge level, and you can receive our weekly content that we're putting only on Patreon. It's exclusive for that platform. And anything over $5 is just gravy, guys. We love you. Thank you so much.
What is the big deal? You are so uptight.
I don't want to be part of any Hollywood establishment. I don't want to meet Hollywood people. I don't want to have anything to do with them. My wife wants to go to these parties and stuff. I'm not interested.
Life. My best friend in the world, I met when I was 4, Mary Wigmore.
You mean to tell me she's not famous and she's your best friend in the world?
She's not famous.
Why would you waste your time with Mary Wigmore? Are you crazy?
Because she's the greatest human ever.
But you have famous friends, right?
I do. I have some famous friends, and I have mostly not famous friends.
Who's your most impressive famous friend that I would be excited about?
I can't believe you did that. First of all, you don't even know if he watched. You said you were going to do it. I'm a liar. I'm a compulsive liar.
Hour and a half. I have not taken a break. Spread the word about Sirius. We do not take commercial breaks that often. Let's go ahead to Randy.
I'll go out with her.
Okay.
Okay, good. I'll go out with her.
He's under duress here.
I would.
The girl.
I would go out with her.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
First of all, you wouldn't.
No, first of all, you're in a different situation. I got 3 girls at home. My daughter.
What does that mean?
I'm 53 years old. All my girls, when they were young, were in love with black people. I went to visit Ashley at summer camp, and she had a big poster of Usher over her bed.
Oh, yeah?
Usher.
And, like, you know, it's a little startling. I go, what's this? And she goes, oh, my God, isn't he the hottest thing? And I went, oh, yes, very much so.
Oh, he's very hot.
Very hot. What? I have to get rid of the wrap-up show because, and I'll tell you why. The purpose of the wrap-up show is not to sit there and criticize me. Whatever I'm doing is so that everyone here can make a living. He's doing both things simultaneously.
You may not be totally XY.
That's right.
You could be XXY.
I might be a tranny or a shim, a he-she, or something like that.
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe your results.
Why?
Because you spent all your life with Ralph and he's gay. How can a heterosexual man spend his life with a homosexual?
First of all, you're trying to be funny. Second of all...
I told you he has this theory that you're gay.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Ralph is my friend. Ralph and I don't spend when's the last time we got together socially? I can't even remember. Believe me, I know one thing. If it was a choice, I'd be gay. Because it'd be a lot easier.
Judith Regan has her own theory.
I think Howard collaborates better with women because he's gay. I actually think that Howard is a gay man trapped in a straight man's body. And Howard works with women, at least he worked with me, the way I've worked with most of my gay authors over the years.
Oh, I watched that horrible movie that won the Oscar.
I knew you would not love Parasite, and Parasite is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Ding dong 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 ding dong.
You didn't get to the good part. There was a setup.
I watched the whole movie.
Hello, guys. Welcome to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. I'm Jim Fix, a.k.a. Fillmore. With me is Sam tonight. How's it going, Sammy?
Hi, good.
We're going to go deep into the archives here, guys. Back to 2003, there was a show called Hot Babes, Ugly Guys on VH1. Let me just get into the write-up because I remember listening to the rant at the time, but the problem was I was in Asia and could not get the if I needed to see anything like this, it would have been somebody videoing it back home and sending it to me on VHS. And this is the write-up. From Marilyn Monroe to Anna Nicole Smith, knockouts have often gone against conventional wisdom and found themselves bunking up with men who can kindly be called attractively challenged. What? Hold on. Let me just reduce this a bit. What factors lead to these unpredictable couplings? How do these guys do it? Why do these women do it? VH1's all-access Hot Babes, Ugly Guys will attempt to unearth the secrets to this mystifying phenomenon. The show will look at our favorite aesthetically mismatched couples from recent history and try to get to the bottom of the riddle that has plagued mankind and given ugly guys everywhere hope.
The couples featured include Renee Zellweger and Jack White, Claire Danes, I think it's misspelled, it must be Claire Danes, and Ben Lee, Kate Hudson and Chris Robinson, Gene Simmons and Shannon Tweed, Mira Sorvino and Quentin Tarantino, Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Burton, Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett, Beth Ostrowski and Howard Stern, and many more. I think I told Sam, what about Tiny Tim and Miss Vicky?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, VH1 used to do a lot of these sorts of shows, I remember, during this time.
Yeah, they were huge with the most awesome thing about the 80s and stuff like that. They did all kinds of they threw a lot of shit against the wall to see what would stick. And it was just, I tried to look it up, guys. I wanted to see if I could actually get the episode. It's not on YouTube. I don't think I found anything on Vimeo. And when you go into VH1, the website, like the looking for streaming, which I think is connected to Paramount now for old shows, that show just doesn't even exist. So they didn't even bother digitizing it and uploading it.
Wow.
So if anybody has that video, I'd love to see that segment of it, not the whole thing, because I know how they used to edit those things. Didn't they also do pop-up video?
They did do pop-up video, but I've been trying to look for like old Beth Stern shows, and they got rid of that entire show she hosted with like Vanessa Manillo.
Okay. Not True Beauty?
I can't find a ton of episodes, just like freebies. I can find some, but not like entire ones.
Yeah.
And I can't find a ton of Mom Cave ones either. Those are just like memory hold.
Well, I don't. How many Mom Caves pilots did she do? There was only the one, wasn't it?
I think she had like a few episodes.
So VH1, VH1 used to put all kinds of shit on, and it, you could find there was something for just about anybody, and it was just fluff. I have the date, but I know it's 2003 at any rate. And so it had aired, and it was the first thing out of his mouth that morning, whatever the thing happened. So let's go into it.
I was just watching a TV show that aired on VH1. Really, guys who get hot chicks. I'm one of the featured people.
You're already laughing. He knows he's in for it.
Yeah, and he knows it's been festering all night, and this is the first thing on his mind. He's probably so embarrassed.
Yeah.
It's a great show to be on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, ugly guys who get hot chicks. I'm like,
you were on it?
Is that unbelievable, Robin?
but it's so bizarre, too, because he always is the first person to say, can you believe I'm with Beth? I'm such a ghoul. Climb on top of her.
At that time, especially. But isn't it that thing like, I can make fun of my brother, but don't you dare?
Right. But even then, he was always the first person to say how unattractive he is. He's always talking about how he hit it way out of the park with Beth. Can you believe I'm with Beth?
Okay. I'm going to throw a for instance in your case, and I want you to answer as honestly as possible. What's one thing about yourself that you think annoys people most out of anything you do, possibly? Or something that, I guess the question would be, what would be a criticism you've heard that you think is valid and doesn't bother you?
I'm probably too opinionated.
Okay, well, I've received that as well, but do you really deny it? I mean, like, is it something that would bother you to hear it from anybody?
No, I mean, it doesn't bother me.
Okay. But so why should it bother him if he sees it and he knows it? He knows he's ugly. At some point you have to figure out, look, I am what I am. He's never been happy with himself, but for fuck's sake.
It's just he acts like like it's out of left field. Like, can you believe this show?
A guy who spent his entire career criticizing the looks, the weight, the ethnicity, the sexuality of anybody, and would do it constantly.
I only talk about this every day, but can you believe this show brought it up?
What did he say about, what was that singer, Sam Smith? Was that his name? The chubby belter, yeah. Didn't he say, I love the fact that he's gay and fat?
Yeah, well, why?
What? And then he got called out on it.
And I'm in there with like Bobcat Goldthwait and But who runs VH1? I'm gonna do a little show on that guy.
It happens to be a woman, which is the best part. And I looked her up. I'm going to show a picture to Sam, and she's seen this one before. This is in 2003, Christina Norman with Ice-T.
Oh yeah, good, Howard. Go after that's a minority woman. See how well that goes over.
Oh yeah, and then she eventually, after VH1, she was something like, I can't remember the exact title, but after VH1, which she was there for quite a while, she was working for Oprah for a very short while, and she has a bit of a a fairly decent career as an executive type. She doesn't look. That was her at 43. These are more recent shots. She doesn't look like, she's not a stunner, but my God, she's not the way he's describing it is like she's a fairly decent looking woman. She kind of looks like Kamala Harris a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. And these are just, what is it? Where does it say? Some film premiere or something. I think there might have been a Hype Awards or something like that. Anyway, she was invited, and there was a picture of her at these places, and I showed Sam, and I don't think Sam went out her way to go, Jesus, what's like, boy, she's really fucking, the camera broke, she looks fine. When he finds out who she is, he doesn't stop. He does not stop, and he gets worse and worse and worse. Robin jumps in, and she decides,
of course. Anything to shit on a woman for Howard, Robin is right there.
Oh yeah.
Depending on who he's with, it'll be either ugly guys with ugly chicks or who is the head of VH1?
We're checking right now, but it might be a woman.
Oh, all the better.
Yeah. No truer words were never spoke.
See, nowadays, if that were the case, you'd be like, uh-oh, can't go there.
Oh, big time. And I mean, there's I don't know what kind of blowback he'd get the way they make fun of her for just being ugly, but it certainly would. I don't think it would fly as unnoticed as it did here, because you look at the papers and stuff. There was no mention of this. Just Mark's Friggin' and a few odd forum sites. That's about it.
I mean, picture this like now, and it would be like Shonda Rhimes or something.
Maybe.
Could you imagine the blowback?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he did get it. So it's 7 years later or 7 or 8 years later with the Gabri Sidibe thing. That's when it would have been. Now, mind you, he was going after someone who was massively overweight, but I don't think he would have been able to do it 10 years later, and certainly not in 2021.
Okay, yeah. Get me the name of the woman, and we'll see who she's dating.
Okay.
Or who she's married to.
Or you just want to see what she looks like.
Yeah. And I'm going to put on my website my new show.
Yeah, how dare a person.
Ugly women or beautiful women with...
So he doesn't know, and he's just deciding to riff. Oh, God.
So he's going to make up a KGB file on her. He's going to just start...
Exactly.
Let's do some crap journalism on her and just throw some awful piece on her on our website. I mean, this is people get in trouble for this now. It's like called doxing,
Well, isn't doxing when they release someone's identity?
Right, but you're not you can't be like, oh, so this is her ugly husband, and I mean,
right.
Well, why would you do that? What a piece of shit.
Well, the other thing is, so he puts it on his website. Wow, that's really going to get out in the media, Howard. It's like, I'm just going to put it on the inside of my locker with a picture saying die, 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 and lipstick.
You couldn't even sell it.
I don't know. You know what I'm getting at.
Right.
And then I said, isn't VH1 owned by this company?
Yes, it is.
Why are they bashing me?
And it is true. VH1 was or is owned by Viacom at the time, and may still be. And he was part of Viacom as well, but they're two divisions completely separate from each other. Radio and TV has nothing to do with each other. So he goes, my company. My company. I love that.
VH1.
And that was the name of the show?
Yeah. I don't know the exact. What's the name of the show, Gary? The piece actually wasn't that bad because it talks about how I always say I'm horrible looking. I don't need them saying I'm horrible looking.
So they're probably surprised now that this exec was like, wait a minute, we're just quoting him and putting some visuals to it. So why is he mad?
Well, and this is the thing, like all those years of saying, oh, you can't bother me, make a sentence and, piss me off. Meanwhile, all you had to do was show a picture of him saying, what an ugly fuck. And that would set him right off. And I think somebody like Artie would have been like, geez, I thought this guy had a way fucking thicker skin than this before I started working here.
He must have been clued in really quick. And then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You never meet your heroes.
I'd hazard to say someone even in the back room, like Gary or someone who might have given him a sit down and said, look, I know whatever you think, just don't mention this to Howard because it'll piss him off. And Artie must have been coming in thinking, well, he's bulletproof. There's nothing I can say to him that'll bother him, even if he was a real fan. But if he was a super, super fan, I'm sure Artie would have known already. I guess it depends on how much he would have listened.
Or if we walked through maybe the first couple years, maybe he himself walked into a couple of traps that he didn't realize himself and was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Maybe
absolutely.
I didn't realize.
The wig.
It's the difference between me saying it and them saying it.
VH1's Hot Babes, Ugly Guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, find out the name of the head of VH1 and see if we can't wreck her.
Oh, that's mature.
Well, we'll see if she's. You can't let people get away with stuff. I learned in this world because then they start.
They take advantage.
They take advantage.
Crazy.
All of a sudden,
hold on, let me get into the picture I sent you, and I'm going to put it.
We can't let them get away with quoting myself.
No, we can't. Of course not. Let's see.
How dare they tell their audience exactly what I said about myself?
This is him in 2003 with Kid Rock. Case closed. I'll make sure to put that in the video. Okay, so
this is people have the internet. Anybody can go up and look at a picture of you in Crocs at P. Diddy's party and can make an assumption.
Well, beyond that,
you're mismatched.
Well, beyond that, there's always almost every really supposedly hot celebrity has a shitty photo in them. It's just them walking out of a taxi, just in repose, doing something that they wouldn't normally be doing in the middle of a frame. Because, you shoot like 300 pictures in 15 seconds. There's going to be a shit one in there.
Of course. And you know what, though? Kind of the gall of him in this, we just did the Rubbergate scandal with Ralph. You kind of walked out of your divorce without being outed as gay. Shut up.
You got away clean.
You got away with it, dude.
Have you ever?
Don Buchwald wrangled you and Ralph in, gave you the talk, and you got the beard, and you're getting away with it. So maybe don't put so much spotlight on your beard, okay?
Do you remember old photo studios, like but pre-digital, where you'd go to a photo studio for, let's say, a passport photo or something, just like you wanted a headshot, and the old camera style, basically they draped a thing over their head while they're taking the picture, like the cameraman or the photographer does that. So you can imagine Howard getting set up for a passport photo and the guy's under the cloak going like, oh, fuck, like suppressing a rash or something. I got to photograph this mess. Pre-Photoshop, man, it wasn't easy, I'm sure. And at any rate, that's the image I get when people take pictures of him. And I wonder if some of the photographers actively went out of their way to make sure that they picked the ugliest possible photo of him, which isn't hard.
Or just any of these photo shoots. I wonder what the photographers, especially the ones where there was multiple costume changes, how were they not thinking something's not right? Or what am I looking at? Like,
in what way?
What's going on here? He's so uncomfortable. Yeah. He doesn't look right. The clothes wear him.
Yeah, the gender
I'm not
bending.
sure what. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like kids playing dress up, and they put a cowboy suit on over their existing clothing.
Yeah, it's just it's like kids wearing Halloween costumes in March, just like running around the house. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But Howard's the ugly guy.
Right.
You know what? I know I'm ugly. I don't need you pointing it out.
Don't make whole TV shows about it.
Yeah. I got enough problems with my self-image. Can't even look in the mirror without throwing up. Scumbags, Robin. Scumbags.
Ridiculous.
My Robin.
Is that what...
You let Robin, come on, lift up my flagging spirit. Tell me I'm good looking. You can do it.
It's so funny. Narcissists will my Robin because I need you now to be my attack dog on this unsuspecting exec.
Big time.
That's called creativity?
That's all right. I'm going to get creative, too. I've got a new show I'm going to be putting on.
It's a show of entertainment.
Which one? Doomsday?
Because I'm sure the executive is in the room writing the show. Like, what? She just greenlights the things. She's not back there being creating them.
Well, no, it's not like she's going, listen, get Dudley Moore and, whoever else. Get let's see, who are the ugliest fucking people in show business right now? Let's put them all together. She probably, you're right, was pitched this and said, yeah, sure, go for it. And at that time, VH1 put on just about anything to see what would click. And Real World was still a big thing at the time, but that's MTV. MTV and VH1 were not connected, were they?
No, it was on two different channels, but I remember MTV was really big into, they had the TRL and they had Say What Karaoke and they had Road Rules, Real World. They were getting super popular. So VH1 started throwing a bunch of shit at the wall at this time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this would have been just like one, and this was actually all access, so it was a season of different things. It wasn't a show that was just about that. It was an episode of a series called All Access, and it was just a standalone thing within a bunch of other different subjects. And but this one got on his radar, and then the callers that call in are fantastic. You guys will hear.
Shouldn't be afraid to turn on the television.
Wait till she sees I'm going to hire a paparazzi full-time to take pictures of her and her
she's up to
boyfriend.
Yeah, you won't fucking pay your employees, but you'll pay a photographer? Yeah, right.
Or husband.
This is very Harvey Weinstein-esque, too. Like, I'm going to pay a spy... So I have a lot of money. I'm going to use it to pay a spy to go after my vengeance plot for you because you did something I don't like.
Well, think of how many times he said, if I didn't like so-and-so, like when he started going after Les Moonves, he did the whole, I'm going to find out about him. I'm going to find people who know about him and I'm going to fucking release that. And just, maybe I'll have some information to give to the press. And he threatened basically trying to out him for probably what he knew was he was a philandering shithead because all of those guys end up being philandering assholes.
Well, I'm so glad we do all these. There's a trove here for anybody in the media who cares to look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever. And I'm going to have it on the web.
Yeah, what's her agenda? What's she so upset about?
Well, we're going to set an example with her.
But I'm just wondering, why would you make a show like that? You must be angry about something.
Yeah, she's angry. She can't even get an ugly man.
Robin, you're part of a show that was throwing baloney at chicks' asses. What in God's name are you talking about? This really is one of those bits where it should have been just him ranting and the rest of them listening and just waiting, because then they've got to save. They're like, I didn't back him up. I didn't, go along with this,
Leave it to Robin to stereotype a black woman as angry.
Oh, Jesus.
Angry bitch. VH1.
You gotta be pissed off to think of something like that.
I've been looking at.
By the way, how did we even get on angry? She didn't even do anything or talk. She greenlit a show.
No, but they looked at a picture of her and they decided, okay, she's an angry black woman.
Right,
yes, she is black, but in none of the pictures does she look angry.
Right.
Found the person.
You know what? You've been too docile.
Yeah.
You've been too docile.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? I'm like the great Santini, a warrior without a war. I need a war.
Well, now you got one.
You think it's over? It's not even beginning yet.
You took your shot. Now he's going to take his shot.
Hey, why don't you put Les Moonves in there? Ugly guys with their hot chicks.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't quite fit the ugly criteria. Les was the head of IGUM.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because people want careers. You can't offer them anything.
Exactly.
Mr. Sibilant.
Yeah. They know that his missiles don't get past the sandbox.
We'll see. Hey, Rod.
Yeah, your wars are shouting into the wind.
Screaming underwater.
You're on the air.
Yelling into a pillow.
When you're stuffed in the locker, how much sound gets through?
I mean, just listen to him now. He's got like planes in the background. Like he's going to be a stealth bomber.
He's Patton.
And Robin's like shoving bombs, getting ready to blow. These two losers are reaching no one.
Christina Norman, you magnificent bastard. I read your book.
Abby.
I mean, come on. They're not lying.
No, they're not lying. All right.
Do you want to see a TV show about it?
Yeah, but you understand, if I let them get away with that kind of crap, everyone thinks I'm some sort of pushover.
Nah, I don't let them get away with it, but, it is true.
Well, that's...
So this just transparently blew his argument. It's not like they're not right about it. Well, if I let him get away with this, so I have to yell into the wind on this microphone and do absolutely nothing else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I won't.
Yeah.
Because I'm a pussy.
Exactly.
If she confronted him in the street, he would run away. He would have. He would be terrified.
He would have people pulling a Glock on her. He'd be, Ronnie, dive on me, protect me.
He would be diving into the limo like it's the picnic all over again.
Oh, in the Bronx when they had to stop to get Emily's potty.
Yeah.
And he locked everybody out.
Yeah. It would be just like that.
Okay.
Stupid dick. I just said it was true. I just don't need them pointing it out. I don't need to be lumped in with all the other losers. Get off my phone. Rat bastard Fink.
Yeah, I noticed on the tape the next feature was Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah. Great.
So they did a little, what are they?
And I'm going to say one thing, guys. Look up the pictures. He did date Nikki Cox before she got with Jay Moore. But eventually, early 2000s, Bob Goldthwait settled on a look that actually he doesn't look that bad. He got rid of the straggly hair. He realized that was going. And he became a director and did less comedy. And he actually didn't look too bad.
You mean he didn't try to turn into Rita Perlman in his later stages of life?
And Nikki Cox, I'm sorry, I never found her attractive. She always looked puffed up and fake. And then later on, oh my God, what she did to herself. She makes Lisa Rinna look like, I don't know.
Normal?
Perfectly natural.
Nikki Cox had like a 2-year window where I would say she was remotely attractive, and then that like really quickly went out the window. She went crazy with the plastic surgery.
And it's funny, Nikki Cox and Jessica Sklar, why are these comics getting Bob sloppy seconds?
Yeah.
Love it.
Do a little segment on each guy?
I think so, yeah.
What other ugly guys am I wrapped up with in that?
What list? You're always looking to land on a list.
Fred, you sent me that thing. What were the uglier guys?
I don't recall the other one, but they probably have it posted on their stupid website. Meaningless website that nobody goes to.
Let's pull that up.
I wouldn't even care, man. Beth thinks you're a doll. What do you care?
Yeah, I know. You know what it is? Actually, the piece wasn't even that bad. It's just I don't like the title of the show, Ugly Guy.
Okay, before I go into that.
He seems like him bringing this up makes him seem more like a loser, like an immature loser. So now it's not even the show. It's the title you're mad about, and you're doing all of this over a title?
Well, it's like, okay, I guess everybody's different. And some people are extremely sensitive about anything. Weight, look, their hair, their height especially is a big one. A lot of short people I've met really have a complex about it. I don't. I just always remember the tailor. I go to the tailor and I've already started the cutting of the legs so that they can have a head start.
How tall are you?
Me?
Yeah. I only
US
see you sitting
measurements.
down.
I'm 5'4", maybe 5'4".
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm very short.
5'4" too.
Really? You seem taller.
I'm not.
It's the pumps. It's the pumps.
Yeah, it's always my heels. It's my various heels.
Well, at any rate, I understand some people who have a real complex about it. I don't about any of those things that people would criticize me about, because I guess it depends who is doing the criticizing. If it's a complete anonymous stranger, I don't really give a fuck. And if it's a friend that's being a dick, maybe that would hurt more. So in this case, it's a complete non-entity. It's not in his world. It's a channel that he has nothing to do with. It's some program. Anybody else would go, like Gene Simmons would go, at least they're mentioning my name. You know what I mean? It means you're relevant somehow.
Right. Yeah, or they would never acknowledge it. Even if they saw it, they might like just cringe or something. But all press is good press in most narcissists' mind.
You'd think about it. But here's the other thing. How many times we've seen the blind items, the Lloyd Grove thing where Buchwald wouldn't comment on stuff, or the stripper getting Mercedes from him, no comment from Buchwald. Any blind item that they went after them and asked them for a comment before they ran it. And like, if why can't you do that with something like this? Why are you mentioning it on your show if you don't want to address it because it bothers you? Those things, the reason why they don't comment is because they don't want more attention drawn to that. Same with this. Do you want people to look for this show actively and see what pictures they've used in video?
Right. And that's so true, because how many people saw this show on VH1? Probably not many.
No, I mean, maybe people tuned in and sort of half looked at it, glanced at it, and switched to something else. But now it's like he probably had people videoing it, looking for it actively because they want to see how bad it was. Now, this is a clip, guys, from the previous year, 2002, and it's called "Do You Think Beth Would Have Loved You Without Any Money?" Let's see if I got this.
A month or so ago, you're busting Artie's balls about some broad that now finds interest on him, and you were implying the reason why was because he's on your show. Now, do you really think you'd have the girlfriend you have if you weren't Howard Stern, that she'd find interest in your big-nosed, ugly face?
Well, you've asked a incredibly insulting question. Jesus. But no, of course not.
It's the best point ever, and he's incredibly right. So
yeah, nothing you can do. Like, just own it, buddy, at that point.
Every time you play Callers, it makes me miss the old show so bad, and I never realized how important the callers were.
Oh, Christ, they were something else. Like when Artie and Sal start fighting, and like, this is after they throws the thing, and then people are calling in and they're taking sides, whatever. And then there was a swath. There's like 6 callers that all called in succession, or they were on the lines. Now everything's fake. This whole week I was just telling Raven, everything is fucking fake. Fake Greta, fake George Takei, fake Gene Simmons, fake Donald Trump, every fucking character you can think of. And not even the good fake Arnold. It's some other fake Arnold shithead.
Or it's like, what's his face calling in to talk about trans, or who I might have a crush on in the Whack Pack.
Yeah,
like,
Gonzo Shitcock or whoever. Right. Yeah, awful. Just awful.
Guys with hot chicks. It's like, I don't need my own company bashing me.
Right.
I get bashed.
People in the world.
I get bashed by everyone. Why would my own company bash?
Wah, Viacom subsidized the program that called me ugly.
Wah right out of my mouth.
Wah, I'm the worst looking human on the planet. Wah.
Bash me. That's true. I mean, I get enough crap. I mean, I get so much crap. But that's all right. I'm just going to have some fun with it and get a hold of the woman who runs VH1 and see if I can't rattle her cage a little bit.
Know what it is,
it's all
man.
in good fun. It's all in good fun.
And you know what? She never commented on the echo chamber because she knew he was so fucking meaningless in 2003.
She also knew, I'm sure, from people who did respond to this immaturity and uselessness, she knew that it would go bad for her if she continued it. Because look what happened with like Chevy Chase or something. It just never ends. If you respond to this child, it gives him more attention, more fuel. It's better to just gray rock him.
Yeah, just do whatever, let it go into, like Jay Leno did it perfectly. No one did it better than Jay Leno.
And he's still crying about him on Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee, looking like a total idiot.
Yeah, when was so like almost 10 years after John leaves the show, and 10 years after the last time he'd done the Tonight Show with Leto, and he was still bitching about Leto constantly.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All jealousy, man.
That's right. That's all.
You got it all, man. You got the world by the balls. You got it all.
Don't worry about it. We're just gonna have a little fun. That's all.
Beautiful people at VH1 sat in a little room and decided to concoct this show.
I just want to take a good hard look at the woman who runs VH1 and her personal life.
They
That's all.
obviously can stand the scrutiny.
And right now she'll be laughing about it, but then as it drags on for months and everyone knows what she looks like.
Right now she's anonymous. We don't even know who she is.
And by the way, it never lasted past this 23-minute rant. They never put it on the website. They never followed it up. It was all just blah, blah, wah, wah. Let me get my crying fit over.
Do you think that they got a cease and desist from that lady? Like, do you think they heard this and she said, you are not, who the fuck do you think you are? You're not looking up my personal life. You're not looking my history up. Who the fuck do you think you are?
It's very possible. I mean, Christ, she was connected to Oprah for a while there. I mean, that's not a small thing.
She's not nobody.
No. And the other thing is she's in charge of a channel. He's in charge of a radio show.
He's on-air talent.
Yeah, that's it. He's a salaried employee, and so is she. But in the realm of the Viacom entity, TV will always trump radio, no matter how much. I think they even said it in some interviews he's done. It's like radio is the bottom of the barrel. Many times he said that, but he wasn't really expounding on exactly what that means. Like NBC, network television, like the old three big networks, and what a commercial will get on one of those shows versus how much a commercial will net a company on a radio show. There's just no comparison. They're talking decimal points. Right. Unbelievable. So it's very possible she said, no, fuck this. This is not going to happen. I'd say it's more likely. It's possible. I'm 50-50. I would say more likely that maybe a little 60-40. I'd say it's more likely they just lost interest and said, let's not draw more attention to it and say, fuck it. And the rant was over. We'll have to look it up. Let me contact Christina Norman on the Oprah Network or something like that, or wherever she's working. She's got a video, actually. She talks about going into an interview with Oprah and pooching the interview because she didn't really want the job to begin with. And she was kind of ambivalent about getting the job. I'll send you the link. And she mentions how, and she admits, she goes, afterwards, I realized what a stupid mistake I had done. And this would have been about maybe 10 years ago. And she was very self-effacing, very, kind of not blasé, but very, very just realistic about it. And said, "Look, I deliberately, for some reason, I had it in for myself and didn't do this interview the way I should have."
Wow, that's.
Yeah. You don't hear that from people in executive positions. Usually, they're not that self-effacing or willing to admit fault.
Yeah. That's humble of an executive.
Unbelievable.
It's time for her to be a star.
I know her name.
I'm going to make her a star. Antoine, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, Antoine.
How are you?
How are you?
Is this Howard Stern?
Yes.
Hey, what I was going to talk about is what you were saying just earlier about ugly guys with beautiful women. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, you proved yourself over and over again. It's not how you look. It's the talent that you have.
Absolutely, but and believe me, I know. I listen. I'm capable of looking in the mirror and not thinking I'm a hot guy. But
okay, let's let this play out.
I just don't need them pointing it out. Let's not put any more energy into this. Let me.
We'll talk about it for another 15 minutes.
I think because when the callers start piling in, it gives him the realization that, oh, maybe this is making me look worse.
I think possibly. Yeah.
You have the piece. You just have.
I do have the piece.
I would like to hear what they say.
You would like to hear that?
Yes. Howard.
Yes.
Just to mention something. I have a cable show in New York. I had a girlfriend for 3 years.
Goodbye. Dude.
Sorry.
Why are we talking to you?
The F word, dude. The F word.
No, I apologize. I forgot. Sorry.
Let's say goodbye to him.
And, sir, the name of the segment wasn't Beautiful Women with Talented Guys.
Yeah. John, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
You're on the show after it, too. Awesomely bad hair, too.
What was that?
Awesomely bad hair. You're on that show, too.
Baby, what is this? Attack Howard on the VH1?
Are you kidding? They did a whole series of shows.
That's the on that one.
First show was how I'm overall ugly, and then the next show is how my hair is bad.
Yeah, I was flipping channels like an hour later and I see you again.
I don't know if that's true. I think he was just busting his balls, but because I did look up the order of these episodes. And go ahead.
They did do something on like they had like a show. I kind of remember this on VH1 about like crazy rich things that people own, like extravagant purchases of rich people. And I remember he was featured on one, and it was like his Aston Martin, his like huge Hamptons house, his huge Florida mansion, and some GM truck. And it was like with a bunch of other celebrities, but I forgot what the hell show. I know it was on VH1, but I forgot what it was called. But he was featured on a couple of these rando shows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there'd be ones like those, like almost like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous light kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
Where Artie and him were going, he has a bottle of water that's 300 million thousand grams.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Right. But I love when Artie would make fun of that. One sec. Let me bring up something on Twitter that I found that Bring Back Jackie.
You know what I always wanted him to do, because I thought this, because at the time what was really popular was this show called Sweet 16 on and it was around the time that his kids were that age when it was really popular. And I was like, please God, have Howard be so narcissistic, because he was so into the teeny bopper shit and all the stuff that we watched as kids, which was of course weird. Yeah. But I really was praying that he would throw his kids a Sweet 16 birthday party and put it on MTV, because that's what celebrities were doing. It started off as normal kids, like normal rich kids throwing the birthday parties, and their parents would get, on this reality show. But then celebrities started doing it.
So listen to this. Okay, so Bring Back Jackie posted this, and I went on, and look what the fuck comes up. It's called news4global.website. Okay, that's the website link. I went on there, and this is what happens when I click on it. This is what comes up. It's a shopping channel. Look, AMD, amazing electronic products. Everything's like appliances, electronics, jewelry, watches. Contact us. And I went to the bottom. Like, if you looked, and if you read it, it's just funny as shit. I don't know why this is on there. I went to the bottom. I went into About, looking for contact, like just to see what the fuck if there was a bio of the site, and it takes you straight up to the top again.
Oh my gosh! So what do they do? Do they pay like a PR company to just spam out articles to what?
That's exactly what they do. They want it. Basically what it is I'm certain they pay someone to guarantee that there will be 5 Google hits every couple days or something, basically a news item, but they're all out of these fucking fly-by-night, the blast, the things, this one, whatever the fuck, Gawker. News4global.website. We have to do an episode about this, but I found when he found this, I fucking laughed, and I emailed, I posted this. Hold on. Okay. I've just sent this site an email asking for their about information, which is non-existent. I expect their answer will be as well. So
yeah, what the fuck is this?
I haven't heard anything back. It's just one of those fake, just one of those fly-by-night things that, will get you a Google hit, but it does. We're not going to say what kind of hits. What's that going to entail? Nothing. It's
like a website that's like a fake stage. It's like a fake stage home. You know what I mean? Like it looks like it's real, but nothing's inside. Well, for them to be on these shitty websites, they must not be paying like what somebody who's a real celebrity, like a real big celebrity, pays to get out in, reputable magazines. Well, if I just go in here, and I'm not even going to go to the links, I'm just going to look up the websites. So, ET Canada. That was 3 hours ago. Okay, Yahoo News. That's because he's trending he knows now that anything he says about the vaccine is going to get him trending, because that's what because right now everybody is into like their partisan corners about this, so he knows that this is going to get him trending.
But look, the Sun, the Things, Perez Hilton, and that's just a mention. Like this is just when his name's brought up in the search, but it doesn't necessarily have to do about him. The real reason Howard Stern is a great celebrity interview, according to him.
Oh wait, go to the Caitlyn Jenner one. I want to see what that says. Caitlyn Jenner tried to prevent Kar Jenners from being. Oh,
sorry.
Something about Howard Stern. Why was he mentioned?
It says here. Caitlyn appeared on the comedian. The fact Ellen had been hesitant to fully support gay marriage in the past. The fact that Ellen pointed out was confusing when she later spoke to radio host Howard Stern about the exchange.
Well, you know what? Caitlyn should say, "I'm confused why you went on Howard Stern after he said that you should be a man for wearing pants."
Okay, so the same thing from The Things was adopted by that website. For some reason, it tracked to that website and went on there. But that website is about selling shit. But The Things is where this came from originally. So I don't think they paid that site. Maybe it's just a bot site. The Hill, The Spun.
The Spun?
Oh, Simo.
Sounds like a disease.
One news page. Like they're all, there's just so much.
Swift? I mean, what the fuck is
Nikki Swift has a couple. She has a YouTube channel that's actually pretty good for this kind of stuff. It's very, very much VH1, Comic Sans, but most of them are just bullshit. Bro Bible, Media Light. Oh, fuck it. Anyway, I thought that's too bad. I thought that was just a website that they paid to fucking have it in there, but it still doesn't make sense because there's no other news articles on that site.
Who is? Does he's still represented by Buchwald, right?
I assume, at least the company. Like maybe Buchwald's retired because he's got to be, 80?
I just wonder what it's like for that PR exec. Like, I want to know what his tasks are for them. I'm dying to know, actually.
His notepad's probably got like cobwebs on it.
Like, what are his duties per week, per day, per month for this fucking fool and his beard?
For all we know, he pays through GTD. He pays David Allen to do this kind of shit, the way you'd pay Scientologists as part of your salary to fucking promote your bullshit.
Well, let's just see if I can't get a hold of the head of VH1.
I don't have that.
Oh, I see. Oh, here's all the people. Let's see. Renee Zellweger and Jack White of the White Stripes, Claire Danes and Ben Lee, Kate Hudson and Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson ain't a bad-looking dude, is he?
He's a scrub.
Look, I like his look. Rock and roll.
He hasn't fared well.
Oh. Gene Simmons and Shannon Tweed. Well, Gene's a wreck.
And Gene Simmons truly is one of the ugliest fucking rock stars on the planet, and he'd be one of the first to tell you.
Yeah, the makeup was a great idea.
Yep.
Zombie and Sherry Moon. Rob's a good-looking guy.
I don't know what Rob looks like.
Yeah,
Zing!
Who would know?
I can feel the boner popping up underneath the desk already.
Do you notice that more than ever? Like when you listen to old clips, when he talks about good-looking guy, you don't. And yes, I know we wanted to spin it a certain way, guys. Obviously, we're going to go for like he's gay, he's bi, whatever. But when he says good-looking guy, when he always said it, it always sounded fruity to me. It never sounded like that's a handsome guy. Like that's a guy that guy's got no problem in the looks department, that kind of thing. A casual like throw off comment. It seems like he's actually, spent time thinking about it when he says that stuff.
Well, it always seemed more sincere and really exclamated when he talked about it with a man versus with a girl. It seemed forced and like, of course you're going to say the typical hot Playboy girl is hot. And the way he said it was just not genuine. It was like, that's how you expect somebody to say, oh, she's so hot.
Well, the best clip is that Will talking about how he's waxing poetic about Casey's body down at the pool in Vegas, and how he sort of emphasizes this aspect instead of saying just like I don't know, just instead of being more casual about it.
And he always comments on if somebody is good looking versus I notice like men in conversations, they never say, yeah, that's a good looking guy, like right away. It would be something that might come up once in a while. Like if somebody asks, do you think that guy's good looking? Or if somebody asks you, or I don't know, but every single male that he is talking about, he's always talking about their looks.
This is the way me and my buddies, we're not exactly Renaissance men, but the way we would kind of phrase it is like that guy must be like tumbling down a mountain of pussy, that kind of shit. It would be in the form of what the looks are doing for him, not that he's good looking or that he's this or that. It would be like that guy must be like just fucking batting him away with a tennis racket.
I always kind of give the reference to like my dad or my fiance. I never hear them regularly say good looking guy when they're discussing other people. I mean, ever. No, we don't. Like guys don't talk about other guys and their looks. They might talk about a touchdown some pro athlete made or some fucking amazing goal or some, whatever, like feat, but not about their looks. He's so obsessed with guys' looks that I always kind of thought it was weird. I hate to use that word. That's their favorite word. No, I've got it. It's weird. It's kind of weird. I'm bummed out.
Jennifer Aniston and Adam Duritz. Oh, poor Adam. Adam's a handsome guy. You crazy?
Adam Duritz is handsome?
Okay. Well, moving on.
I was with Adam yesterday.
You found him handsome.
I was ready to kiss him.
Yeah, he's a looker, that Duritz.
See? Like, he's going to couch that as a joke, but that's not a joke. Like, that wasn't a joke.
Robin said, Robin's voice, too, she's like, yeah, you were thinking that Adam was handsome. See?
Absolutely.
Christy Brinkley and Billy Joel, Eva Herzegova and Tico Torres, Heidi Klum and Rick Pepino. All right. Claudia Schiffer and no one. Don't have anybody with. Paulina Porzakova and Rick Ocasek. Okay, I'll go with that. Drew Barrymore and Tom Green, Mira Sorvino and Quentin Tarantino, Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Burton, Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett.
Now, the other thing with Tom Green is not a bad-looking guy. He's just a comic, and you don't typically even that he's just kind of goofy looking more than anything. He's not a model or anything.
No, and Drew Barrymore's like not absolutely stunning either.
No, she was cute. There was a time when she had her own kind of look, cute, I guess.
Yeah, she's cutesy.
Yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't go like she's a stunner. I don't know. Some people might think so.
And here, you got to be kidding. Look at any Playboy centerfold and read her turn-on section. Invariably, they say they need a man with a sense of humor. Guess these women weren't joking around, as they were able to laugh themselves past the surface appearance of their beaux. Beth Ostrowski and Howard Stern. Sarah Silverman and Jimmy Kimmel.
Shot.
See, that one's odd to me, too. Kimmel looks like a normal guy to me.
Yeah, he's just a regular-looking guy.
That's why that one doesn't work. It's not ugly. Ugly would be like Steve Buscemi.
Plus, when you talk to, when you heard Jimmy and Sarah together, you could see why they were together.
Yeah, they had a simpatico. They seemed to get along, similar sense of humor, that type of thing. And because Sarah was always like kind of a guy back then, she was almost like a girl that could hang with guys. She was a comic. I mean, she was a filthy fucking comic.
Yeah, back then she was a comic, and so was he. I don't know what happened to him, but unwatchable.
Mickey Cox and Bobcat Goldthwait, Shelby Ross and Tom Arnold, Gary Shandling, and
again, Tom Arnold, not an awful looking person necessarily, just kind of plain.
I mean, there's so many other things worse about Tom Arnold than his looks.
Well, I mean, Jesus, buddy.
Then there's ugly athletes with their Mike Tyson and Robin Givens, Carmen Electra and Dennis Rodman. I don't want to be lumped in with that. Okay, I know I'm ugly. I don't need somebody pointing it out on a TV show. God damn it. I'm going to fix the woman from VH1.
So how many times has he reiterated the same talking points in this little fucking sandbox echo chamber of his?
Notice he's not going after Mike Tyson, even though he was with Robin Givens. Yeah, I bet you. Let's go after the VH1 exec, not the boxer who could kick your ass.
Right, or the beard who was signed to accompany me through the divorce proceedings. to make me look like I'm into box. So not boxing.
to make it look like Condom Gate was about fucking pussy.
Exactly.
That's it.
Hey, by the way, I'm not totally ugly because something very creepy happened to me in the hall.
What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're on the air. What, did you want to say something?
No, but I'm just saying, you saw those people that are critiquing you? Like people from like magazines that no one reads?
What?
People that critique you on that show. Like people from magazines that no one reads.
Oh, I know.
Oh, they had actual people sitting there.
But like nobody.
Is that who they are? Because like I was looking, I go, who are those people? And they even gave credits underneath, and I couldn't figure.
Still couldn't figure.
Okay, now here's the thing that's going to happen. This part, we are going to have to kind of do a deep dive eventually because he's going to bring up something about Cabby, and I left it in. I could have edited this out, but I wanted it in there because Cabby goes down the hallway and sees him, and at this point he's still working at K-Rock, and he hasn't been jailed for whatever income tax evasion. And he says something like, "Hey, beautiful man." Cabby, who has come out on the show as having been like a swinger or whatever, like bi, threesomes, whatever, gay, I don't know, straight. And
what do they call that now? Like the kitchen sink?
Pretty much, I don't know, like all dressed. So he gets like he claims he's disturbed by it, but in the back of my head, you've got the original meeting, right? Beth at the Mercer kitchen, escorting this South African guy, probably bearding assignment. And then Ralph is there, Howard's there. More recently, Cabby's not there, but for the many years, he was always there as well the same night, according to their early stories. Cabby, Ralph's an admitted bisexual. According to Ginger Lynn, we know something about Howard. And Cabby's got all this too. And Cabby's a dirtbag. Like, he really is a dirt pile. I don't wish any ill on him, but he's not a guy who's, a meat and potatoes kind of regular Joe, clearly. Now, what do you think is the connection between the three of those guys, other than what we,
So was Cabby at the dinner with them or just happened to be there? I forgot.
I have to go back and listen to the audio because they at one point.
Because that detail didn't exist until later.
Yeah,
right.
But there at one point, Cabby calls in and says about a Christmas card. They're trying to raise money for him, and they're doing a charity thing for Cabby. I can't remember what it was, Christmas for Cabby or something. And then he said, out of nowhere, Cabby goes, "You know what? I was there with you the night you met that woman. She could have been mine." And Howard goes, "Yeah, I know," something like that. And it doesn't discount it at all.
So the connection, because I highly doubt a place like the Mercer kitchen and that scene, Cabby's not that type of echelon of person to just randomly alone being hanging out with. So why are the three of them hanging out?
I think they were all
three randos, guys, not looking to meet anybody at a dinner party with other random people, which Howard would never do, by the way. If you think about Howard, he's going with, so what kind of party was this is the other question. Because they say a dinner party, but now that I'm thinking of it, what kind of dinner party is it where you get to leave your date and go home or possibly go to a club with Howard Stern? So you start off with a South African guy that your model friend set you up with, but it's with also celebrities and their stylist and Cabby and some other random people. This doesn't sound like a dinner party. It sounds like some sex party.
Or some free-for-all.
Some weird swap fest or
some cock buffet. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're like some kind of not orgy because nothing was happening. Or maybe
like possible like beard introduction.
I don't know. I mean, like, it just sounds too like, so it sounds like there's so much dirt under the fingernails that there has to be a definitive story there somewhere. That the problem is they've made so many versions of this fucking story over the years that it's like a choose your own adventure. And,
I'm on to something though. I'm on to something.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know NT's probably got the whole fucking thing clocked, but there's certain aspects that not everybody knows.
The second I'm done with this podcast, I'm going to go over like every version and kind of like highlight the discrepancies and fill in the gaps. And I'll get back to you. Everybody.
Okay, because this is a whole thing. Like, we are definitely going to do this, a definitive like timeline thing, including the John Popper thing, because it just makes no sense the way they've explained it, and they haven't explained it. That's the whole point. It's like, what's the? It's like reading a book where the ending changes every single fucking time.
Well, I'm less interested in about. We know they lied, so
yeah.
I'm less interested in about the timeline as much as. What was he doing? What was she doing?
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Right. Like what's the, I mean, well,
because in no reality would he be at a dinner party with random people. I don't see it.
No, it'd have to be completely planned. And the other thing is there's audio of him saying every date I ever had was at my house. He had to bring them to his house because he couldn't fear. So, and that blows a hole into the whole mad tear shit.
Right. And here's the other thing. He almost blew a gasket when Robin threw a party for him and she brought a wine guy.
Yeah.
Wine couple who was just introducing wine. So there's no way he's going to randomly not know who's at a table eating dinner with him. Not a chance.
Yeah. There's no way. He's not leaving anything to chance. He just won't. And so I'm more interested in the details they get wrong, as well as the details that seem to stay constant. So eventually we'll get around to doing that one. I think it'll be it'll probably be a 4-hour episode, but who knows? We'll see what we can do with it. Anyway, let's continue with Christina Norman's wonderful VH1 show.
No, you know what? It's set up like those shows I love, the 80s, where it's comedians no one's ever heard of, and writers no one's ever heard of, and they, comment on it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing about that show is that they're talking about how ugly you are, but then they didn't use any bad pictures of you in the whole piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't look that bad, right?
Yeah, you looked all right. I mean,
all right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You should use the pictures we found from 2003.
Keep propping them up. They're so pathetic.
I don't know what they're talking about either.
No, but Howard, you find out who this chick is. I'll slash her tires. I'll break the windshield on her car. Whatever you want me to do, man.
You don't have to do that. We don't want.
Go ahead.
Seriously, she might have sent a letter or something, because now they're threatening.
Yeah, and he's laughing about it. Yeah, you're right. That one I remember hearing this part, and but I didn't put two and two together for that. So good call on that.
We don't want to see any violence, my brother.
We'll get back to
that bad.
I'll just make fun of her for the rest of her life. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Howard. I saw that on VH1 this weekend too, and don't feel bad, because you're not a bad-looking guy.
And no, I am. I'm not trying to get out of it. But, hey, where is... how come they don't put anybody really controversial in there, like Les Moonves? And, you know what I'm saying?
They didn't go after their bosses.
Yeah.
No,
because he has extreme power over the entire... He runs the fucking company that you work for, shithead.
Yeah, they're not stupid like you and like to shoot themselves in the foot. I mean,
you were the best-looking guy of the whole bunch, though.
Yeah, well, I'm
not
the
gay.
best-looking guy out of the ugly bunch.
I'm just telling you, don't feel bad about it and don't let it get to you, because
fine.
You know what? Beth is so beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't need my chick saying that I'm an ugly guy. I mean, like maybe she's deluded. I had her hypnotized. Maybe she could see me as something handsome.
I used my medallion made out of thousands, and I rolled it over her eyes, and I hypnotized her.
She's blinded by the contract money and just trying to get to the next goalpost.
Big time.
These guys, I'll fix them. Don't worry.
Well, don't worry about it.
Thank you. I had something really creepy happen. I was walking in, and every day is the cabbie show out in the hall, because he's the disc jockey on before us. And 2 times he says to me, what does he call me again, Artie? I told you. What does he go, hey?
Well, he calls me Big Nuts.
No, but what does he call me? He goes...
I think you just said that he...
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, sexy man. And it's like really creepy. Hey, sexy man.
That's really creepy. He's actually blowing my whole image out of the water.
That's what he.
But he's not creeped out. He likes that he did that. That's why he's saying it. And he's just saying, see, Cabby thinks I'm sexy.
It's either that or like I want to make sure I get this on the air that I'm turning down Cabby's advances so no one gets
it's a double
an inkling that I might actually want this and maybe have had some things going on with Cabby.
Yeah, he's trying to get in front of it.
Yeah.
Hey, sexy man.
Wow.
And I'm like, Cabby, are you still gay?
See?
Hey, sexy man.
And what guy says that to another guy?
And like the first time I thought it was a little peculiar, and then as I'm leaving, he goes, "Okay, sexy man," and I go, "You know what, Cabby, you're overwhelming me." And he goes, "What?" I go, "You're just creeping me out." I mean, you shouldn't be having those.
I think he's trying to be heterosexual, and he really.
Why? See, if you were comfortable and truly heterosexual, this wouldn't bother you.
You wouldn't give a fuck.
You would just blow it off. It wouldn't bother you in the slightest.
This was a joke meant for Laura. Ralph meant a joke. It was meant as a joke for Laura. This is the same bullshit. It's just get on the air, try to explain it away, get in front of it before it becomes something.
And now it's like he's trying to say, he's trying to get in Cabby's head, and now it's about him being gay.
Yeah,
when all he said is,
"Hey,
hey, sexy." I mean, it's just a joke, or it's just like some random.
But if it isn't a joke,
yeah.
If Cabby's if that's an inside thing between him and Howard, and it could very well be, then all this is. I got to discredit this way in advance before I have to pay another fucking Mercedes off.
Don already warned me about this. I might be in trouble again in this thruple.
Right. I mean, you guys
ugliest thruple ever.
You can call us like deluded conspiracy nuts, but I don't like it's perfectly within the realm of what we've established with him, and certainly not any worse than the scat shit he's talking about these days and all the other crap. I mean, and no pun intended. It's like you said, this is his behavioral pattern when he tries to jump in front of a story that nobody even brought up, but he brings it up in this way that seems dishonest. That's right.
Weird. It's not his. Remember what Bob said too about when he lies? He doesn't have his normal measured tone. It goes all slower, over faster, the place.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how.
Yeah, I mean, that dude is gay. Oh boy, that's the woman who had.
Remember that dude, guys. This is like hypnosis. Just remember, guys, boys and girls. Cabby is gay, not me. Cabby. Did you hear me? Cabby, gay. Me, no.
Dominic's gay.
Yeah, anybody's gay.
Ralph isn't gay.
Until 2021, and now he is. But I didn't think he was. But I think he is. Beth thought he was. Everybody thinks he is. He's admitted it on the air. He's bi.
I'm still not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
VH1?
That's the general manager of VH1.
Christina Norman. Oh, my God. Wait till I put this picture on the web.
Oh, dear.
This is the one who's worried about ugly guys with good-looking women. Wait till you see how friggin' ugly she is. Holy cow.
Guys, we will post the photo in the video so you can judge for yourselves. You'll see she's not ugly by any stretch.
No, she could be in the Family Matters cast.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks just normal.
Normal, yeah.
To post this picture.
What is she, a double bagger or something?
She's a triple bagger. I love that she's pointing out that I'm ugly.
I told you there had to be something to it.
Christina Norman, general manager of VH1. Is she? What ethnicity is she?
Is that just a?
Why does that matter? When I heard this the first time, I'm like, dude, you're just stepped in a mountain of shit. You're outing yourself.
I guarantee that he got a letter now. Because he would have went on with this for way longer. So I'm going to look into it a little bit more after this. But I'm guessing he definitely got a talking to, a letter, or something came down from somebody.
Oh, yeah, because she'd be higher on the list than him, no matter how much he's making. Like, your worth, like whatever you make as an entertainer, doesn't mean you have clout. I talked about this with Deborah before. She might, in this particular situation, she probably has way more clout than he does. And
since she's a minority, there might be some sort of civil rights abuse in there, too.
bad picture? What?
At the very least, it's more telling that he's asking what ethnicity she is. Who gives a shit? Who cares? What if she's from Trinidad and Tobago? What if she's from fucking Detroit? What if she's from, Senegal? Who gives a fucking shit?
Well, we know why. Howard's a racist.
Well, yeah, essentially.
Hello?
Come here and look at this picture. I want to show you the woman who's obsessing on my ugliness. I'm a beauty queen compared to this. This is a man in a dress.
See?
Come here, take a look at this.
Wendy Williams, anybody? Same exact treatment. Yep.
Here. That's Christina Norman. That's a man, baby. What do you think of that?
Jeez.
She's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got the fugly bag on.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a man.
Bag that goes all the way down her body.
Yeah, she needs a body bag. That's what you're saying.
Can I see it out as long as we're commenting on the air?
Sorry,
something that...
Hey, here's the woman who thinks I'm ugly.
Okay, let me break that up, guys.
Tell you what. Sick of her. I'm going to put her up on the web. I'll fix her ass.
You know what I noticed? Artie is incredibly quiet throughout this.
Big time. He knows. He knows better.
Which one is she?
The woman with the arrow.
Well, it's hard to tell.
Oh, the arrow?
Yeah, the arrow is pointing out Christina, you say her name is?
She's not bad.
Oh, get out.
There you go. That's what Artie sees. Artie saw exactly what we saw.
And now that he's saying, which one is she? So that means there's multiple people in the photo. So she must not be that bad looking if he can't even pick out the ugly one in the picture.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, when you say ugly, you're reserving that. That's a strong word. You have to reserve that for
Howard.
Lena Dunham, Howard, I'm trying to think just of both genders.
I am so glad we are done in Hollywood with trying to make Lena Dunham stunning and people trying to
or talented.
Turn inside out what beautiful is on that person. Ugh.
Yeah.
For the longest time, it would just drive me nuts. Stop making her pretty. It's not working.
Well, you can't. That's a car wreck in reverse happening over and over again.
Or just trying to change the narrative where we're supposed to think she's pretty, even though we know what our eyes are telling us.
Exactly. Did you ever hear that Camille Paglia interview about Lena Dunham where she says she's just a big blob of nothing? She just says, no,
now.
it's not because you can't gaslight someone into thinking someone is good looking no matter what you do. If you can convince somebody with a gun to their head that you've got 4 fingers up instead of 5, but you cannot prove to them, you cannot tell them to convince themselves that Lena Dunham is attractive.
Right. 100% agree.
And what's made it worse, guys, because we're not that fucking vapid and we're not that shallow, she's an awful human being based on all the reports of her over the years as well. And that makes her really ugly more than anything else. And a liar, all kinds of things. And just a fucking untalented piece of shit.
Artie, he looks like you.
Artie, you're hotter.
Thank you.
Be honest. Can you imagine?
I was fishing for a compliment.
Calling me ugly. Okay. Well, let me call you ugly. I hope you don't mind.
Right. It must
you won't mind.
Okay.
Must be okay to sit there and do that. Bitch. Man, oh man. Skunk.
And this is the thing that I wish desperately this had been released and done 3 years later, because he would have been swearing, and I guarantee, just like Rachel Kunter, he would have been dropping the C word 1,000,000 times with something like this. Guarantee it.
Oh, it would have been way worse.
It would have been DEFCON C, and it just would have been it would have been plutonium. Go ahead.
And then they would have been posting stuff on the app. I mean, it would have went way left.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been bad.
Own company. Junior, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, yo.
Hey.
Hey, how come they don't put that fat, ugly Rush Limbaugh on there with his good-looking girlfriend?
Yeah, where's Rush Limbaugh?
Nobody cares.
No one cares about him.
Right.
Hey, Howard, he's coming back Monday. What do you think about that?
So he's talking about Rush Limbaugh, guys, and we're going to spare you that. I should have edited that out, but I figured we could wait a minute. And then I realized why the fuck leave it in, because it's all pointless and not part of what this particular episode is about. So Bowie comes in with some kind of intel.
And everything else. Oh, wait a second. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I know I printed it out. You know what I'm talking about? Well, what's that?
What has he got?
What do you got now?
Smiling.
What's that big smile on your goofy face?
You want to see the other woman's boss?
What's her title?
She's the president of MTV Group. She, in other words,
yeah. Let me see her. Let me see her.
Okay, so I'm going to let this play through, guys, and I'm going to make sure we provide a photo of this as best I can. And I try to get it as close to the year like the specific year as possible, so we're not, making excuses.
Maron. Oh, my.
Maron on me. And this is the good picture, because this is our publicity picture.
This is another one?
Media guru Judy McGrath. All the beauties are coming out here. President, MTV Group, and chairman, Interactive Music. I'm going to fix their ass. These goddamn bitches sitting and talking about who's good looking, who's not. Meanwhile,
Okay, one sec. I'm just going to make sure we get one that's year appropriate.
2003, I was going to say.
Yep. Okay, this is a general look. She definitely is no looker. She's 50. She's not a looker by any stretch.
But it looks like she doesn't have like plastic surgery.
None.
It looks like she just aged gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
As nature led her.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, let's see.
I mean, not everybody does what Beth does. Fill her head with toxins and, pretend that the stress isn't getting to her.
Well, okay, let's see. This looks a little more like it. There's a picture of Stevie Wonder and is that Epstein next to her?
Who is that guy?
I have no idea.
Click on that.
Okay, hold on. Let's get in there. So we looked up Judy McGrath, and there's a picture of her at some VH1 party to some fundraiser, what have you. And she was born in 1954, so she would have been just under 50 at the time. And she's not a looker, guys. We're not going to lie, but she's also not had any fucking work done whatsoever. Unlike himself.
You know what she looks like? She looks like basically most of my friends' moms growing up. Like she's just a regular looking lady.
Yeah. It's not, and if I'm not mistaken, that's, what does it say? Judy McGrath?
She's a little homeless. I'd say she's homely.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, plain Jane. There's a picture with her with Christina Norman, Don Cornelius, and someone else. So anyway, there's a lot of gala pictures of her.
You want to know what I wouldn't say? I wouldn't say she's ugly.
I wouldn't either because, I mean, she might have an unfortunate smile.
No, like look at that picture of her down on the MTV networks right there next to it.
This one?
That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It depends on the angle of the picture, I think. And I think that, I reserve the word ugly for, like I said, like Lena Dunham and Howard Stern. This woman is just fine.
Well, this is the thing. Don't you really? It's not a level playing field when you're talking about someone who's not in their prime. Like when when people are 50, you kind of, especially women, it's unfair to judge them with the same meter stick, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to suck. I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean, I didn't realize for the life of me, I've known for years women in the business, they use all kinds of whatever wigs, they use eye lifts, especially when they started becoming more prominent. Botox, when that became a thing, I didn't realize how many were actually using Botox regularly.
I think you can kind of tell now.
Now I think, now you can, absolutely. When they hit a certain age and you don't see crow's feet, there's a problem. You know that there's some fucking major Botox going on. Not that I have a problem with that, but it doesn't look natural. It doesn't look age appropriate. Do you know what I mean? Like it just looks fake.
Yeah. I noticed that what started trending basically, I think in like the last 10 years especially, is those stupid cheek fillers. And I don't know what the hell women are doing when they're just puffing their cheeks up, I guess they lose volume when you get older. Mm-hmm. But they look like blow-up dolls. Madonna's doing it.
Oh God, it's awful.
It's awful. It's scary.
It is scary is the word, and they don't have access to paparazzi photos to touch them up. Like paparazzi will get you whatever the fucking deal is. They'll take the picture of it, and you're fucked. You have no control over it. You can't make it look the way you want to. You will see all kinds of lines with certain different light sources. You will see wrinkles. You'll see the almost like the the pock marks on your fucking face. And it's, I mean, I understand it's just a shitty thing to get older, guys. I'm not a fan of it myself.
But in those paparazzi pictures, like with Madonna especially, it looks like somebody, you know, like a throw pillow that looks like a Tootsie Roll that you put on your bed. It looks like somebody just like lodged some of those throw pillars up her cheeks. Like, what the hell? Why would you do that?
It's shockingly, especially, and you know, what I think
and she was beautiful. I thought she was so pretty.
I never liked her, but her daughter is really cute.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And, but I mean, she's also 40 years younger than her mother.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfair. Getting older sucks.
And the other thing is, this Judy McGrath is a CEO or whatever. This is not like he's putting himself in the public eye. This is the key difference, guys. She's not. She's being, you know, she's a suit essentially, and Les Moonves is a suit. They're not being hired for their looks.
Also, this show was kind of a tongue-in-cheek show. It's not like the Howard Stern show where this guy's literally saying, I'm going to wreck you. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have a dossier on your life and your ugly boyfriend and your ugly self and slash your tires and have callers call in. No, this was a funny, lighthearted show that basically ended on a positive note that said, well, even though they put nice pictures of you, even though you're not attractive, they did say good things about you.
Right.
And it was overall lighthearted, you fucking pussy.
But this a mosquito bite he decided to handle with a full gauze. You know what I mean?
He decided to, you know, blow off his arm over a bee sting.
Jim, honey. Come on. Christina Norma hasn't hit the gym once in her life with those big baggy arms. Big thick arms. Double chin.
This is the originality coming out of him. See how slow it takes for him to fucking insult people? He has no rickles.
And meanwhile, he has the Bark Lounger sitting across from him who has buoyed up and down in weight her entire career. So you're just like negating that fact. Don't you think Robin doesn't think about this?
I've wondered about this for many years now. Like why there's certain now she's getting older and senility and chemo brain and all that shit. She's like throwing more shit back at him depending on the occurrence, depending on the day, depending on the subject, the hour, the minute, whatever. However, back in the day, I don't know what it was, but if I were her, there was the whole logic behind her book. Like she decided once I decided Howard wasn't talking about me as a woman and degrading all women, meaning me, I could disassociate myself as a narcissist would. That's them. That's not me. When he's talking about some fat piece of shit, like whoever, he's not talking about me. Well, he isn't. But all of a sudden you don't belong to women. You're not defending anything because it's not concerning me personally.
I get it, but I just think subconsciously it must have bothered her because she did go on some extreme measures to lose weight.
Yeah, but
she did like.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't think it bothered her a little bit?
Well, that's the whole point. Like, I don't know if she was able to disassociate it 100%. It shouldn't have bothered her.
Right. I guess. Yeah, you're right.
But I think what would have bothered her in those days would have been looking at photographs of herself and going, oh, my God, there's not a camera lens wide enough for me, is there?
I bet you during her fatter periods, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so. And then by the time she got skinny, like Robin skinny, not skinny, on an adjusted scale, then it was worse because like now I'm certainly not one of those people he's making fun of. And he never stopped making fun of fat people. Never.
Never. It still does. Real quick. I want to see what Robin looked like in 2003. What weight was she at?
I guarantee you she was in full bloat. Let's see. Robin Quivers.
I don't think so.
Well, okay, that's 95. That's not correct. So we need those. There you go. Kill Bill, 10/7/2003.
Okay, she was heavier.
Big. Oh yeah.
She's in like a dress with a muumuu over it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it should bother her more, but again, if she was able to strongly maintain that disassociative if she was able to disassociate herself from 100%, then every time then she could handle it. But otherwise, some days where she was at her weaker points, she probably went home crying.
You know, and how nice. She knows what it's like to struggle with weight. And she's watching this friggin' pussy who's just, she knows that this woman didn't do anything wrong. She just greenlit a show.
And she knows she's not
letting
ugly.
him malign her weight, knowing how hard it is as a woman. And she has no problem.
No. And the other thing is, the other thing is, guys, I'm going to put myself in 2003 ears as well when I did enjoy the show. This wouldn't have been a clip I enjoyed then or now because he's not actually being funny. He's just being a petulant little shithead. And I would have been waiting for the funny bit to come in, or I would have been skipping through this back in the day if I had, you know, skipping your MP3 player forward, mini disc at the time.
I would have been, and I always noticed this when he was mean, I would wait for when's Artie going to talk?
Yep. Yeah. Basically. I mean, you're looking and you're right. During what was the other thing we played where Artie was just almost completely dead silent, and it was of the era. God, now it's going to fucking haunt me. We were just conferring and trying to figure out what it was where more recently we covered how he was going on and on about something and Artie kept his mouth shut. And it wasn't necessarily like a stuttering John is leaving and fuck him and that kind of thing, or a rescinding with like Scott Einziger. That's one that's now coming to mind when he said farewell, the so long farewell to Scott Einziger. Artie said dick.
Nothing.
And that's when, number one, you know, the funny's out of the building because he can't contribute. There's nothing to be funny for in that situation.
You know something's wrong when Artie doesn't say much.
Yes. So, yeah, or in a case where he's pissed off, I mean, that doesn't happen very often early on. But when it does happen, that's a whole other matter.
Bad outfit, big sloppy breasts, built like a linebacker, balding. A woman who's balding. I'm going to fix her ass, goddammit.
Robin looked like she was balding most of her fucking career. And Rob L says that those dreadlocks and all those back in the day, they were all extensions. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Looking back, they must have been.
Because she had that shaved,
head.
Look for so long.
She did.
Yeah. Who was it? She had the Grace, what's that
Jones?
model? Yeah. She had the Grace Jones hair.
God, she would kill to look like Grace Jones. Grace Jones was stunning.
Please. I know. Grace Jones was beautiful. That skin, beautiful. Beautiful.
What do you got there, Will? Let me see. Oh, my God. I'm going to post all this on the internet. Oh, what a beauty. Christina Norman, Managing Director, VH1. What? Is she losing her hair? Take a look at this one.
I'm with you now 100%. I guarantee this got back to her and she told Les Moonves or someone said, you tell him to shut the fuck up and don't ever mention me again.
Because he's not Les's fan right now. No. Like Les isn't his fan. And if this woman and Les are tight, he definitely got some sort of cease and desist.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing.
Yeah, because what's happening, he's lost markets. Les has done him a solid and gained him more markets than he lost by forcing Viacom stations to syndicate his fucking show after he'd lost them due to controversy. And then he's a year away from signing with Sirius and then doing that fucking year and a half promotion of, not a year and a half, but it was about, maybe it was October, November, December 2004. I can't remember exactly when he signed the contract, but that whole time is coming soon. He really fucked Les, and I think in hindsight now, knowing what we know about Les Moonves, Les got scared because now we're hearing how Howard would see how he threatened to have this woman followed around and taken pictures of and everything else. In the back of Les Moonves' mind, if you have something to hide and you know how Howard operates, he was probably, who's going to blink first and not willing to risk the fact that if Howard doesn't blink first, my whole personal life can go up in flames. And what if he does find out about the dirt I do at CBS? Right. Well, I guess that's really where all those guys, when they're playing in the same pool, they operate. It's like professional courtesy between piranhas. I'm not going to fucking notice that you just devoured this thing, and you're not going to make a notice that I just did this. We're all going to mutually not notice it until we have something we need to hold over you.
It's like the longest game of scumbag chess.
Yes, scumbag chicken.
Why do you got better hair? She's talking about my ugly hair.
It is ugly.
How did you let this picture get out?
Yeah, exactly. Hide your head, you ugly.
That was already just giving one token little, yeah, you're right, and just so he can shut the fuck up for the rest of the bit.
Yeah, and quietly laugh and hide. And Howard, by the way, is so projecting with this hair because he's bald and barely has any and has all these weaves in there. And so now the thing he notices always are the things he's most insecure about. Hair.
Yep. Hair, flabby arms, whatever, like arms that don't look right. This is the thing I was wondering. Do you think when he started the whole rant, now, because Will comes in, do you think at that point the entire back office is like there's some directive like, okay, guys, we want you to search everywhere, high and low, use the laser printer, print up whatever pictures you can so he can look at it up close because King Baby can't see for shit, and bring him into him because we need to feed his fucking ego. Otherwise, this is going to be a bad day for all of us when he leaves.
I think it's like the shithead CIA back there right now where they're just like...
Jesus Christ.
Friggin' broad. I love these ugly broads, busy writing shows.
Well, I figured there had to be something like that behind it.
Christina, we have a great idea for a show. Ugly guys who get hot chicks.
Can you believe these guys and their hot chicks?
Let's point out how ugly Howard Stern is. Well, let's point out how ugly you are, honey. Christina.
Speaking of ugly.
Hey, give me the goddamn ugly pictures. Gary, I want all these ugly pictures on the goddamn internet. Yeah, ugly pictures of Christina Norman.
I love how fucking I love how pissed off he is.
I think now it's a crime, actually. Yeah. Like, I think now, and there's been laws written where internet bullying, like, you can't post. I don't know if it's like if you have malicious intent and you're posting somebody else's image with that could be considered like you can file lawsuits against somebody for that because there's been all these instances of bullying that's led to suicide, et cetera, et cetera. So I think now that the law has caught up with behavior like this. So he might have been able to get around this now, but he might have been in actual trouble if he tried to pull this shit.
Interesting. Well, I might be in court soon then. Mr. Fingers, will you approach the bench? Well,
loser.
Satire.
Who you got here? Bitch. Sick of it. It could be the brunt of her joke. I'm the brunt of enough jokes.
Who is the person actually responsible for that show?
So you waited 15 minutes to ask that question, Robin? 15.
I mean, let's not get all the facts in. Let's just...
That was like when they did 9/11 and he goes, let's just bomb the entire Middle East.
It's
like, who cares who fucking did it? Let's just bomb random countries.
Right.
You know,
okay.
I know, guys. I know people are going to go political, but this isn't political, guys. We're talking about an event, an actual event. Go ahead.
No, it was bad then. It's bad now. And wow, what a big waste of time that war was. Go on.
I'm holding her responsible.
I'm just saying there's another person who actually produced it. I don't know who came up with the idea and produced it.
I tell you what. I'm going to fix her fat ass. I don't care. I'll find out the name of that person, too.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well have a rogues.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm struggling to find a way to make this funny in my 28-year-old brain back then, and I wouldn't have been able to. I know it. I know it like I know the back of my hand. There's just no way I would have laughed at this one bit.
By the way, God bless our troops. Nothing against you guys. It's totally everyone else's fault. Right. And back to this. So Robin and Howard realized they backed themselves into the corner by not saying this first. By the way, who runs this show? Who made this show? And so now they're realizing, uh-oh. And so they're kind of weaving and having a conversation that's not funny because they realized we just blew a bazooka through the front door and we don't know if we had the right address.
Great analogy. Take off the hinges first, ask questions later. Way later.
I mean, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, in a case like this, you go after the producer, not you don't go after the head of the network or the head of the channel, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And they work in entertainment and they run a radio show, but they run a show, so they should know this. But,
right.
you know, why bother?
It's a chain of command, and someone like Christina Norman would have not greenlit anything. It would have been a numbers thing. They would have come to her with, well, this show, even without telling her what the basis of the show is, what the story of the plot or whatever, they'd say, this show got a blah, blah rating. This one didn't do so well. And then she goes, okay, get rid of that one while we keep that one. Or let's give it another month, or let's give it another 5-10 episodes, and we'll see. And that, you know, and because you can't create, it's not like us, you create a show and then a week later you put it on. You have to, everything's made well in advance, and so you get your ratings over time. It's not an instant thing as well. Yeah,
my guess is she got the concept and the title of the show and probably didn't even know who they were featuring.
Yeah she didn't have a fucking clue. Like, it's but, you know, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. You know,
what the fuck?
Exactly.
What is this? What did I do? What do I amuse you?
Ugly producers in their rotten TV show.
I mean, what is this? I'm going to buy a billboard of a picture of this bitch. God damn it. Hey, guys. Hey, Jason. I said print out.
The game?
The game. It says print.
They're just as organized 18 years later.
You know, I was just thinking about this. You want to know why they probably started off backwards?
Yeah.
Or just, you know, randomly? Is because look at how poorly run their TV show or their radio show is. They, you know, nobody still knew the chain of command until, you know, Kyle Marcy came in and ruined it. It was just a fucking free-for-all. Nobody knew what was going on for 20 plus years.
They made Will Headwriter. That was like making Beth the nutritionist, the official nutritionist.
Guests couldn't get up to the show. They were waiting at the desk. And they left.
They couldn't get a bagel because they said bagels cost $60.
What was it? Jenny McCarthy was double booked with Jewel or something?
Jewel was in the toilet gushing. Oh my Lord.
Her and Beth, maybe they synced up their periods.
Yeah, probably. We have all kinds of women's stuff in the bathroom in the green room.
Where is he?
All right, Lynn, you're on the air. Lynn?
Yeah.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard. I don't know what you're yapping about, though. A lot of people wonder why Beth is with you.
Well, that might be the case, but you don't have to point it out on a TV show.
TV show?
Why do I need that? Let me tell you, honey.
He's repeated that at least 5 times now. That whole, you don't have to fucking tell people on a TV show.
And she's being totally rational, like,
completely.
Why are you doing this? Why are you yapping about this? And he's not, let me tell you, honey. What a brave person you are. So brave. What a courageous man.
Exactly.
Let me tell you.
You're a public figure, and
fine. So is now.
20 years younger than you are, and a lot of people wonder.
A lot of people wonder.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder. I wonder.
Oh, God, I'm going to hurt myself.
I just love how reasonably toned she is. Howard, a lot of people wonder. I wonder. It's just so reasonable. There's not any argument you can make with this person.
No, God, no.
You wonder why Beth is with me.
Yes, I do.
Maybe I'm a great guy, and you know what? I'm good in bed, and maybe I'm not so goddamn...
That is funny.
That was an early Christmas present. I like how he said, bed.
What's that?
I like how he said bed.
She sleeps on a mattress made of thousands.
She's rolling around in hundreds.
Crispy Crunch.
When she goes to wipe her herpes laced vagina in tens.
Oh God, damn it.
I see a picture of you. Are you married?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of your husband. I'm going to figure out what he's doing with you. He probably look like half a man. I see.
Why does it have to go to like she's now what transitioning?
First of all, what did she even do? The question was posed by the show.
Yes.
The callers are calling in on the topic, and now she's doing exactly what the callers are supposed to, and now you're telling her she's half a man?
Yes. That's it sounds like the punishment fits the crime.
Welcome to the Howard Stern Show. Reasonable.
Yeah.
Look like men. You get a little bit older right away. You let your body get fat. You let your hair short so it looks like it resembles a man's neck. Yeah. I see all of you. All you ugly housefrows. And I want to see what you look like. You send me a picture, you ugly pig.
I hope that she is with you for the right reason.
I hope so, too, you stinking bitch.
Oh, jeez.
I hate you. I wish I had a picture of you I could put on the web. You and Christina Norman.
I wish I had a picture I could put on the web. Interesting. That almost sounds like they just got the notice. That's enough of that. Or maybe not. Maybe just too much of an idiot. But it almost sounded like they just got word that they're not allowed to do what he said he's going to do, and hence why you never see any further mention of it. Certainly not on Mark Spriggin.
Yeah, and they didn't, like we said, they didn't go further with this, which they would have.
Oh God, Jesus, he would have probably had a parade out there.
Have a good day.
Get lost. No, you have a good day. You don't mean have a good day, you miserable witch.
Have a good day.
Get out of here, you sloppy whore.
I do mean.
Get out of here. I bet you're a big slop.
All she said was.
Remember I told you that joke? It was Danny Thomas. I think I said Shecky Green, but it was like Danny Thomas and about the Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is exactly that.
The punchline is, and I'll tell you guys if you want, like it's an old joke. It's probably you can get it on the internet. I'll tell it real quick. So a guy goes down the highway and he gets a flat tire and he figures, oh, fuck, I'll go change that. So he goes to change, but he doesn't have a jack. So he says, no worries. I just passed a gas station 3 miles from here. So just a little bit of a walk. I'll go and ask that mechanic if I can borrow his jack. So he goes, starts walking. And as he's walking, he thinks, now, what could this guy possibly charge me for the cost of like renting the jack? $5? 10? Like 20? I mean, it's his property. He's got to make sure he gets the value of it. 30? So he keeps walking. He's walking towards the gas station. Then as he's walking, 40? 60? Like 75? Jesus, do I even have enough money to cover this? 80? He gets a little closer. 100, 110, and he goes inside the gas station, and the guy goes, "Oh, how you doing? How can I help you?" And the guy, this guy tells the mechanic, "You can take this fucking jack and stick it up your fucking ass."
That's exactly this.
So Howard, who's been fighting this little war in his mind, like this little, it's like a caterpillar. Being swarmed by an ant colony constantly in his mind is decided, like that's why it has to continue constantly. It can't just be fuck her, she's a bitch, I hate that fucking show, no one watches it, next topic. Hey Robin, you know what I saw last weekend, blah blah blah. No, that would have been the smart move. Don't mention it would be the smartest move. This next smartest move is just to kind of casually mention that's a piece of shit, get a couple callers that agree with you, boom, means nothing.
Yep. Well, we all know he's a 79, so.
Yes.
A temperamental king baby 79 in this one.
Big time.
Wait, why don't you tell the truth? Yeah, you won't. Liar.
Have a good day, Howard.
How much do you weigh, you hairy nippled cow? Big hairy nipples.
Wow.
Notice they don't have any information on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what walks around out there.
No, you don't. You're covered in a fucking sheath. They throw you in a blanket with your fucking SEAL Team 6, and you go out and through a service elevator. Even now, and even back then, I'm sure it was no different at K-Rock.
Yeah, always guarded.
Yep. Take
and
that.
Notice who's worried about it.
Yeah, she's sitting at home worrying about why my own woman is with me. Worry about your own life. You creep.
Howard.
Yes, Cabby.
Nobody watches VH1. That's why they have stupid shows like that.
What did you call me in the hall?
Now we're going gay again. I love it. I left this one in on purpose. Go ahead.
And by the way, she wasn't worrying about you at home. She was listening to your show, you asshole, and you've been ranting about it.
This is in line with those longer rants that he would do for 45 minutes about this FCC, Bush, Kerry, then the fucking merger, and then, and then whatever else. It just got long. The rants got longer, more painful, and way less funny.
It's so interesting that from a teenager listening to the FCC rants and then becoming an adult and researching the topic, how completely distorted that narrative was.
Big time.
It's blew my mind what a full of shit artist he was.
Right. Enough to and with the chutzpah to release Crucified by the FCC, which was a complete piece of shit. And they'd already released bits anyway. Like it wasn't something it wasn't I think there was only 2 bits that weren't available for public consumption at the time or that weren't playable, and the rest was people had already heard.
It was more of kind of like how Ozzy bit the head of a bat off somebody. It was like it became a marketing thing more than anything for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful man.
Beautiful man. He goes, hey, beautiful man.
You are a beautiful man.
No, but dude.
I said that long before anybody ever said you're ugly.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
It's really creepy.
It's a confidence builder. You lack self-confidence.
You build your own confidence. Don't help me
you get some confidence. And they had him doing cannonballs in the pool.
All right, I gotta go. Could you?
I gotta go. Yeah, this is not working with
what
my
about
narrative.
Was he doing cannonballs in Howard's pool? What?
I have no idea.
What's going on? It sounds like
you want me to rewind that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like code.
Hey, worry about your own life. You creep.
Howard.
Yes, Cabby.
Nobody watches VH1. That's why they have stupid shows like that.
What did you call me in the hall?
Beautiful man.
Beautiful man. He goes, hey, beautiful man.
Okay, now I'm going to play it a little more, guys. Sorry for the repetition.
You are a beautiful man.
No, but dude.
I said that long before anybody ever said you're ugly.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
So he called him a beautiful man, and he said he needs confidence. This sounds like somebody who intimately knows him, and he's reassuring him on an intimate level, you need to hear this and I'm reassuring you. And it sounds like something that Howard would like.
And it was something he'd normally get from Ralph.
Yeah. You're calling him a beautiful man, and Howard probably likes that, but he's saying it's creepy because Artie overheard it. Mm-hmm. Artie overheard it. Mm-hmm. And that's why he's saying it's creepy, because that probably is something between the two of them.
Oh, yes.
That
Artie doesn't know. That Artie doesn't, he might have an inkling, but I don't think Artie knows by then.
We are threading this needle.
Oh, yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's really creepy.
It's a confidence builder. You lack self-confidence.
You build your own confidence. Don't help me.
You get some confidence. And they had him doing cannonballs in the pool.
All right,
I didn't quite get the reference. It's sort of out of context.
I gotta go. Could you stop calling me beautiful man in the hall?
Why? You are.
It just makes me uncomfortable, dude.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, it's creepy. It's like you're coming on.
You're a big guy.
It's like, dude, I'm not coming on you. You're like the most powerful man in radio.
Oh, stop it. He goes, hey, beautiful man. I go.
And again, he's just hammering the same shit over and over again. It's like thou doth protest too much, buddy.
You're the most powerful man in radio. it's very like, okay, okay, it's like a wink nudge. Like, okay, can you stop calling me that? Wink nudge.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, but you're the most powerful. So Cabby's playing along.
I think so. Yeah. This is like, doesn't this seem a little bit like Ralph? Like, I don't want to leave.
But I don't want to leave.
That was such a great observation.
Oh, hey, Cabby, what's happening, brother? You know, we're talking about something, telephones and all this, you know. And then he goes, all right, I'll see you later, beautiful man. Yeah. And I'm like,
maybe because he was being factual and he would see him later. And that's what's bothering him.
Yeah, I like the see you later, and Artie caught it, and you're very, very obsessive about this too. Like, why is this bothering you so much, Howard? Because you have to deflect?
Yep.
Like, ooh.
That creeps you out?
Of course.
Oh, dude, man, be aware of your sexuality. I'm not trying to pick you up.
See you later, cute penis.
Be aware of your sexuality.
Why is everything?
Well, be aware of your sexuality was what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, be aware of your sexuality. You're a homo or you're a heterosexual, aren't you?
You think it should fucking brush right off him.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to be heterosexual, I thought.
I am heterosexual.
Gabby, for the record, you can call me Big Nuts.
You like that?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I found a woman who looks exactly like a man that you can go out with, Cabby. Her name is Christina Norman.
That.
Exactly.
She looks like a man.
She's the GM of VH1. She's worried about me being ugly. Thank you.
Dude, and I was with you the night you met Beth, remember?
Yes, I know.
You guys had
there we go. And he didn't dispute that.
You guys had an instant chemistry.
Hey, I got to go.
Hey, Howard.
Now he's got to go. Why? Why?
And you had an instant chemistry. I thought she was feeding you because the restaurant ran out of food, which...
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was feeding you and taking care of you before you were on a miserable blind date that Howard just happened to be at.
Right.
That would never happen.
But then also she said to someone, oh, I'm going to go feed him a line and he's going to fall in love with me. I'm going to say, you have the most beautiful eyes. Like you'd say to a fucking John.
And a germaphobe would ever let somebody put their food on his plate. Give me a fucking break.
I won't even drink out of my wife's glass.
Just please.
I'm with him. If he was real about it, I'd be with him on that. But my God, that's when he talks about the germophobia, it's such bullshit. I mean, a real germaphobe, you're right, absolutely, has this place.
I know he's not a real germaphobe, but I do know he is weird about his food.
Yeah,
so he's
absolutely.
He is not letting a stranger
doesn't matter.
Right.
Don't forget to listen to Cabby Show 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
I do. I listen to the Cabby Show.
I wake up to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I listen every morning.
I listen to it. He's good. I like it. I like the Capster. I just wish you wouldn't call me beautiful man.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Did you catch that? He almost caught himself. He goes, instead of saying the show, he's like, I like him. I like it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This one's going out to beautiful man. How about some Megadeth?
Yeah, why don't you dedicate something to the beautiful man tonight?
Yeah, Rich.
Yeah, Howard, how you doing?
Hey.
You know.
Wait, why don't you dedicate something to the beautiful man tonight? Robin knows something. See that little voice of hers, how she... Because Robin knows about Howard and Ralph.
Robin, she absolutely knows. And I think she knows about everything. That's why she always implies it.
Yep, and that's why she's still there. Like, she should have been retired a long time ago, and she should just be like where Ronnie is. But Ronnie, by being attached to the show, that's keeping the umbilical cord in so you don't forget. You're not supposed to say anything out in Las Vegas, but Ronnie is getting drunk and telling everybody he fucking knows out there about everything, if he hasn't already.
Oh, and please, Stephanie knows. She's probably eventually
it's all coming out.
People are going to find us Something's going to drop, and then people will find us, and they're going to be like, wow, they were so ahead of this.
Welcome, guys. You're welcome.
This lady's one big rich snob. That's all she is. And, you know, I'm not a queer, buddy, but, you know, you got that good old biker look going, bud.
Thank you.
And,
he's got a biker look. Should I throw that open shirt, the white shirt picture?
Oh, my God. What is this, Wigs of Anarchy?
Yeah, I can see why you got a good old lady, man. So
You've seen that prison TV show, Schnoz.
You know what the hell is this lady saying? Don't let it get to your head.
Thank you, beautiful man.
Buy a Harley, put some straight pipes on it, and rack those pipes up every night in front of her house just to get on her nerves.
The only pipes he's getting near is Ralph's. Maybe Cabby's.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Thank you, brother.
Hey, Howard, you got any prizes? I mean, this is the
you know what?
first time
After
I've
all the nice
through.
things you said, I really don't have any prizes. I apologize.
And cuts him off.
All right.
Gone.
Wigtardo's Angels.
Oscar.
Tell me I'm a crybaby. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Here's Danny to tell me I am ugly. I know I'm ugly, Danny.
Hey, you ugly dude.
Yeah, I know that. I don't need somebody on a TV show telling me that.
Chairman of the Butt Face Club.
Jesus. See what I mean?
Thank you, Danny.
See what
Makes Beth look better, though.
What?
That's why she's with you. It makes her look 10 times better. Being with you at Apple.
Well, that is true. Nothing like going out with me and feeling pretty.
Well, I
was chairman of the Butt Face Club. Guy must be a big Wonder Years fan.
I was just thinking, she's so beautiful. Maybe that's why people think you're ugly. You're good looking, but
no, Robin. They don't think they don't compare her looks to his. They just know he's an ugly piece of shit.
She's
you don't need.
In the beginning, it looked like a weird kidnapping.
We don't need a control for this.
So beautiful.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm going to start dating Christina Norman. Then I'll look really hot.
Be a handsome guy.
Everyone say, man, he's good looking.
What's he doing with that?
No, I'm just standing next to the wrong person.
You wait till I put every single photo from 2003 in a montage in this video. All right, guys, that's about all of it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I think we certainly did. Sam, any closing thoughts before we wrap up on this little VH1 mini war?
Well,
that was over before it started.
I have a lot of investigations to open up, so stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned, QFers.
That's right. Have a good one, guys. We love you. Take care.
Shit, I'm nervous. Please don't hang up on me. She gets a fat condition for the next 2 years. What do you do?
I leave her. Yeah, I'm out.
No, this is what I was saying. No, don't hang up on my ass. Say she does the marathon, she go to the doctor and you say you gotta get fat for 2 years. Say you like that's some kind of condition where she gotta get fat. What does you do?
Yeah.
What does you do?